Hi everyone, Spider-Man 1991 here. 2 years ago, I made a video that pretty much showed off my Green Lantern collection of graphic novels. And with Green Lantern, the feature film coming out this Friday, starring Ryan Reynolds, I figured I got a few more Green Lantern books since I made that video, and I might as well sort of release an updated version of that, just to sort of, because of the film's release. And when I say updated version, I'm not going to review all the book. I'm not pretty much going to talk about all the books I had in the first video. I'm just pretty much going to talk about all the books I got since I made that video. Okay. First off, Green Lantern Emerald Dawn. This was released in 1989 to 1990. It's pretty much another in-depth look at Hal Jordan's origins, the early days since he first got his power ring, and this was released after Crisis of Infinite Earths. Though it was just to kind of reintroduce people back to Green Lantern, and sort of give into more detail what Hal Jordan did with his ring once he found what Hal Jordan's situation was right before he found the ring, and how the ring sort of helped him make him a better person and stuff, and pretty much recreate most of the Green Lantern status quo. It is a lot similar to Green Lantern's Secret Origin, but it's not heavily focused on Blackest Night. Atrocitus doesn't even make an appearance in this. Instead, the villain is this sort of collected alien thing that inhabits this yellow armor, and it's called Legion. So that's pretty much what the enemy Hal Jordan has to face, and Legion pretty much wants to destroy the Green Lantern Corps, and you also get to see Hal Jordan training. That's pretty much it. I'd say if you love Green Lantern Secret Origins, then I'd recommend picking up Emerald Dawn, just to sort of, compare the two and maybe see the different perspectives about what happened post Crisis on Infinite Earths and what happened post Infinite Crisis. Yeah. All right. Next up, after Green Lantern Rebirth came out and reintroduced Hal Jordan and pretty much returned Hal Jordan to his status as a Green Lantern, Jeff Johns decided to write another miniseries called Green Lantern Core Recharged. Recharge pretty much set up the new Green Lantern Core series. It doesn't really focus on any particular Green Lantern. It more or less focuses on the Green Lanterns as a group, as a team, and the Green Lantern Corps itself. And this series pretty much returns Kilowog as the drill instructor, since they're getting a ton of new recruits. The series is pretty much the Guardians have decided to reform the Green Lantern Corps, and they need a ton of new recruits, so they got Kilowog back as the drill sergeant. And since there's 4 Green Lanterns on Earth, the Guardians have decided to keep Hal Jordan and John Stewart in Sector 2814, and Kyle Rayner and Guy Gardner are now staying on Oa as honor guards of the Green Lantern Corps. This was pretty good. It introduced a couple of new Green Lanterns that were interesting characters, one of which is Sornik Natu, who in the series, spoiler alert, is later revealed to be Sinestro's daughter. So yeah, it's pretty good. If you liked Rebirth, and if you loved if you've been loving the Green Lantern Corps series, then I would say pick it up. It's pretty awesome. Alright, now back to the current Green Lantern series. Wanted, Hal Jordan. During 52, Hal Jordan and two of his comrades in the Air Force had their planes shot down by Russian terrorists, and they were kept as prisoners of war for months. And in case you're wondering why Hal didn't go Green Lantern and bust them all out, it wasn't a secret identity thing. It was because Hal Jordan never flies a plane with his ring on. He believes the ring makes it too easy, and he wants to feel like he can do this on his own with his own will. No help from the ring. And pretty much this series takes place months after that, and one of Hal Jordan's comrades, nicknamed Cowgirl, gets shot down by the same terrorists, and Hal pretty much doesn't want her to get captured again, so he takes his ring, flies to Russia, takes them, and decides to take the terrorists out, but the United Nations team of superheroes, the Global Guardians, shows up and are here to arrest Green Lantern because he's invading Russian airspace. Hence the title, Wanted, Hal Jordan. Also collected it, but the whole Wanted Hal Jordan thing eventually leads to Amon Sur return. The return of Amon Sur, who's Abin Sur's son. He basically has come back to Earth seeking to reclaim his father's Green Lantern ring from Hal. And during that fight, though, he gets the Sinestro Core ring for Sector 2814. And for a moment, it seems like Amon has the upper hand, but then the ring transports him back to Cord for Sinestro Core training. Yeah, also this story does feature a number of teasers for the Sinestro Core War, such as Batman getting the ring briefly. Makes perfect sense. Sector 2814 Sinestro Core members have to have the ability to instill fear, so who better than Batman? But the ring rejects him because he was exposed to a Green Lantern. He's been exposed to Green Lantern energies. And after Amon is forced to leave Earth, there's one more story in this book which features the return of the Star Sapphire. So that's it. If you want to know a little more about Abin Sur, I guess, with the story featuring Amon Sur, then get it. Or if you're a fan of the Star Sapphires, then you can get this, and it pretty much recaps, on the history of the Star Sapphire with Hal Jordan and stuff. Okay. Moving right along. In my last Green Lantern video, I did mention I had Volume 2 of the Sinestro Core War. Well, since then, I was able to get Volume 1. Yes, I now have both volumes of the Sinestro Core War, and this is probably one of the best. Right after Blackest Night, this is probably the best Green Lantern story written by Jeff Johns. When I got the first volume, though, when I was finished reading it, I had to read Volume 2 again. Just reading them both back to back, you get the full experience of the story, and it is amazing. I would highly recommend this, I guess, for the sequel to the Green Lantern movie, since Sinestro doesn't look like he'll be the villain in this movie, but maybe in the next one he will. Alright, now for my last book. Green Lantern, Rage of the Red Lanterns. As it says, it's a prelude to Blackest Night, and this was the last story arc Green Lantern featured right before I started picking it up monthly. When I started picking up Green Lantern, they started to move into the Agent Orange story arc, which introduced their fleas and the Orange Lanterns. Rage of the Red Lanterns, it takes place right after the Sinestro Core War. Sinestro is about to be publicly executed, and Atrocitus and his Red Lanterns kidnap Sinestro to sort of get their revenge on them. And it also introduces the Blue Lanterns, whose power rely on hope, as opposed to the Red Lanterns, whose rings rely on the user's rage. And during the story, Hal is exposed to both I can't show it right now, but Hal is exposed to both the red ring and the blue ring. If you haven't read Blackest Night yet, then I'd say start right here, or, well, this is one of the places to start, since it sort of introduces the other Lantern colors, and it gets you ready for the big event of Blackest Night. Anyways, that's it for me. That's all my Green Lantern books. If you remember, the movie comes out this Friday, so try your best to see it. It will probably be packed. It will probably be hard to get a ticket if you haven't done so already. Okay. In case you were wondering, this ring is actually a die-cast replica of the power ring used in the movie. I have both, though, the classic ring and this one though. Don't know which one I'm gonna wear the premiere though. So Spider-Man 1991 saying, see you later.